Yo, what's happening, everyone? I don't know if we have too many viewers. Looks like we got Andrew and Veronica on there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We're going to be going over the Saturday footage. Oh yeah, cool. What's up, Andrew? Yep, guy on the right. I'm flying solo tonight. So yeah, reviewing yesterday's footage. Had some pretty good rolls in. What's up, man? And let's just get right into it. I think everything's coming through okay. So we got Nick and Mitchell. We've got Daniel, I believe, in Luke. We've got Alex and Danny. Yep, Danny. And then back here on the far side, we've got John and I believe Ben. No, Matt. I know, right? You should probably just leave. It's not going to be worth it. Good sit out from Nick. Getting caught into that guillotine, though. Mitchell's pretty quick on that front headlock. But Nick comes right out the back and puts him down on his back. Going into Neon Belly. We got Daniel over here pinning Luke up against the wall. Kind of hard for Luke to... There we go, they're moving away. And I got new guy, and I cannot remember his name. I actually didn't get his name, so sorry if you're watching, and I don't remember your name. Yeah. So Nick, I don't know if you know this. You kind of have the setup to a ninja roll here with this. Yep, you do. Okay. Yep, you're trying to roll over that shoulder. That was good. Too much to focus on. A little body surfing going on from Nick. We got Daniel over here. Really working north-south on Luke. Luke is having a hard time getting out for now. Let me zoom in on something that I was doing here with the new guy. First of all, let me see if I can speed it up. So he's doing doing good. He passed my guard to start out with. I re-guarded. I get back into this open guard position, and I'm starting to kind of feel him out for what types of grips he's going for and what it gives me. So you can see that he's reaching really low, to try and control my legs, which is not the wrong thing to do by any stretch. But by going down and touching my leg, he's giving me access to this arm. And so what I do is I grab, same side wrist, and then I pull like just below the elbow, kind of like I'm going for an arm drag. Honestly, it's very, very akin to an arm drag setup. And zoom in right here. And all I'm doing is I'm pulling on the tricep and I'm pushing with the hand. If he lets it go across my midsection, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna use it as a back take and try and come around and take the back. He doesn't. He keeps his hand put, and so I just shove his hand in and I pull the tricep, and then I get this little butterfly hook in to elevate, and then I pop him right over. Let's see what happened with Daniel and Luke. So here we've got Daniel working north-south, going into side control. I really like he got his left shin is pinning Luke's arm, his right arm, down to the mat, and he goes out and gets Luke's arm extended really far away and goes for the straight arm, gets it. So what else we got going on here? Nick is working top position on Mitchell still. Front headlock, good snap down to the mat by Daniel. So catches Luke's head a little bit low. He goes for the arm in style here, and then just whips him down to the mat. And notice that he's bringing him towards his leg that's kind of far away, right? Oftentimes we see people do the snap, and they snap into their near leg, or like their lead leg, and all that does is it gives their partner access to go in and take a single leg. So Daniel's doing a good job here of trying to get his right leg out of the way so that Luke can't grab the single leg. New guy was giving me a little bit of problems here trying to work around the legs. He's got long legs and was really good at high stepping over. And you could see that I'm using this, just a C grip on his ankle to try and keep him at bay. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is trying to get him to overcommit and send his bottom knee, in this case his right knee. I'm trying to get him to really commit into throwing his knee across my body, in which case I can switch this to a scoop grip and I can start jumping to the other side with a leg drag. Instead, I see that he's starting to put his hips down on the mat here. So all I do is I use my head to pin into his far hip, and I can work around the body. And as soon as I can, I drop my hips down to match his hips, to not give him a whole lot of room to move. Pretty simple. Guard pass. Nick and Mitchell, what happened here? Oh, how did you get there? All right, so Nick in on a dorsal Kimura. We went over this a little bit today, Nick. About you, so you do a really good job here of keeping your knee across his back, which is why Mitchell can't really roll back, and get his right shoulder down to the mat. And from here, I think you're just going to hike over your left leg as a cross-face leg. Yep. And you're going for what we call a quarter Jujikatami or a quarter armbar, because you've got your right foot is wedged up against the right side of Mitchell's body, preventing him from rolling to the right-hand side here. And then now you've got a nice deep cross-face leg so that you can control his top. And I think you may have let go because you guys were trying to get away from each other. Ooh, Daniel in on a leg. We have not seen this too much from him. But when you can't... That's really nice. That was really good of Daniel to start jumping in the legs here. Yeah, as far as I know, he never really trained legs very much at all prior to coming into training with us. And, so it can be kind of fish out of water, right? When you go to a gym that trains differently, and we play a lot of legs at our gym. So kudos to Daniel for going in and playing legs and learning them, and going after it. That's awesome. Same for Nick. Look at this, going in on the leg on Mitchell. Let's see how this works out. Switching into the heel hook grip. Got it. Nice, Nick. So he's putting this little handbrake here on the knee, or like behind the knee, the tendons that are behind the knee. You can get a good grip on that and start turning the knee in order to expose the heel. So now he's taken Mitchell's left heel and exposing it by turning the knee down, and he goes ahead and he grabs the grip for the heel hook, puts the toes in the armpit. You are a little bit at an odd angle here in order to finish the heel hook. I'd like to see you turning to basically be parallel with Mitchell's knee, meaning I want you to face his knee, turning to your left, this direction. But this gets the tap, which is pretty awesome. Daniel on top again on Luke, going for the Kimura. Mitchell going for his Mitchell escape from bottom mount. Daniel in on a nice armbar. Turn that Kimura into an armbar. Trying to get the arm from Luke, and that is easier said than done. Getting Luke's arms away from his body is ridiculously hard. Looks like Danny is in on a Katagatame over here on Alex. Let's see if I can zoom in. So he somehow gets there. Looks like from sweep. So Alex goes ahead and posts with his right knee. Danny is... Oh, so Danny actually sets up the head and arm from bottom. And then he's probably going to use this to do a sweep onto that side. That's exactly what he does. He lands in a very deep Katagatame. When you sweep from the bottom, when you catch that Katagatame from the bottom and then sweep to the top, your head is in prime position. Luke was trying to get Daniel back for that armbar attempt, and to no avail. It looks like Daniel was able to rip his arm out. So now we got Luke and Nick. We've got me and the new guy wound up rolling through. We've got John and Ben, and then it looks like Danny and probably Andrew back here. I think that's Andrew. Yep. It is leg week, or the 2-week sprints that we do. It's legs. So I think Luke is going to be after legs. Ben going for X guard. Throwing that at John, see how he handles it. John is in on kind of like a little cow catcher. What the fuck did Mitchell just... I don't know. Let's see. Over here? Let's see. It looks like an attempt at an Eminari roll, Andrew. He kind of just fell backwards and was trying to catch the leg, but Ben just backed up. Ben is attacking the leg here on John. Really tracking him down. Going in for a knee bar, and then that... Oh, that was slick. Let's check that out. So, Ben's doing exactly... This was the move of the day. To where he's gonna try and... He went for... I believe it was like an outside heel hook or backside... a backside heel hook, and when you miss it, you leave yourself open to get a calf slicer from here, right? So Ben's kind of setting that up. His legs are opposite of the configuration we went over in class, to where he would be doing the calf slicer with his left leg, leaving his right leg vulnerable to a knee bar. Okay, that's not a terrible problem. You can deal with that. But the point is that he winds up converting this. So as John is rolling away in order to get out of this, Ben takes his right leg and finds the right knee of John and winds up getting this nice slick back take off of it. Can't finish the back take, but it was pretty awesome to see. That was cool. John using some really good whizzer pressure there in order to stay on top with Ben. But then Ben is there's some really good technical gripping exchanges going on in this match. This match here is really looking at grip superiority, and I'm interested to see how this turns out. So John's going around, and he had that front head kind of captured, but Ben is tucking his shoulder so that John can't get a really good bite. So instead, John is going through for almost like a reverse cradle, and then it looks like he's going to try and pick up that leg and put Ben down onto his back somehow. Reaches through, grabs the ankle here, and Ben in on a leg. Same thing, getting behind John, kicking his knees out from behind him, and looking to off-balance him. Really good use of good solid grips to make that happen. Wow. So Ben, you may do this in the future of this role, and I'm just kind of calling it a little too early. But what I'd like to see you do here is with a really solid over-under, which you do, you have that seatbelt grip here. You can actually start walking yourself a little bit behind, like separating your hips from John, in order to get your right knee like pinned underneath or wedged underneath his back. If you can get your knee wedged behind his back, like in this hip crease, sometimes you can get a good pull in order to pull your partner over top of your top shoulder. And with that, you can throw your hook in, and then it'll free up your bottom leg so that you can throw your second hook in. So you get that top hook in, and you wind up getting that bottom hook. But John's squirrely there. He does not like accepting that. Really good back and forth match. Veronica in here on the front headlock on Alex. Now going gut wrench. And Alex just puts down with a little knee tap. That's good. Good reversal. Veronica turtling up, and Alex trying to go in for a Darce. If Veronica can get her left elbow flared out enough and get her shoulder and her neck separated, it's not really a big deal. So I think she was probably totally fine there. In order for the Darce to really work, you have to cut a pretty mean angle, unless you have ridiculously long arms. Yeah, John and Ben are having a big back and forth, constantly turning. If I'm missing something, I just point it out. As always, there's a lot to go on, or a lot to look at for one person. That was a really solid back take, Ben, from that turtle. Really like that leg entry from there too. Solid leg entry. In on cross Ashi. Got to roll all the way through. Now you're an outside Ashi. What just happened with Luke and Nick? I think I know. So Luke's got this, did he wind up getting his legs threaded through? I can't really tell. Okay. So yeah, so somehow Luke wound up getting his leg in between Nick's leg. Yeah, I don't know how exactly he inverted enough to get his knee through. I couldn't see that. But somehow he feeds this right leg of his, the right leg of his in between your legs. And then from here, he gets a lat knee bar, which comes on super tight. You could see that your knee is right at the top of his thigh. And from here, it's a very powerful break because he's using his entire back and lat in order to do that crunch. So nice and controlled. Good entry. Solid finish. Inverting again, rolling through is Luke. Wow, what a round. A lot of activity going on. Me and Coop. We got Mitchell and Caleb. We've got the new guy in Luke. Luke just hit a standing guillotine real quick. It seems like he always does that when he catches the first person to, when somebody lets their head go a little bit low. Daniel going for a little Dayashi here on Nick. Nick not falling for it. Yeah, when I train with Daniel, he often sends me flying as well. Oh, geez. Your whizzer pressure is putting him a little bit at bay here, but he eventually just kind of comes up top. This is a good example of head height and hip height. So notice that right here, Daniel doesn't have a good advantage because Nick is keeping the really good shoulder pressure, and you can see that Daniel's hips are a hair lower than Nick's, and his head and Daniel's head is a little bit lower than Nick as well. But in order for Nick, or once Daniel comes over the top with this little reverse collar tie, right, on the back of the neck, in order to keep Nick's head low, now Daniel can start building head height. And what this does is just lets him use his legs, a little bit of leg drive in order to drive into Nick, and Nick doesn't have any sort of leverage. So now Daniel can just, keep that little handbrake going and drive through. Got John and Danny over here, maybe? Yeah, Danny. Got Ben and Andrew also joining the fray. Coop on my back, and he was really trying to strangle me and got pretty damn close. He's got a really good body triangle here, and I was having a hard time shaking it actually. So I actually went to my old ways in order to get out of the body triangle. Just kind of being a pain up top enough for him to kind of give up on the hand fight, and then that way I can just dive under and shoot in for a leg. But he escapes the leg and goes to attack my back again. So that was pretty awesome. Andrew and Ben, what happened? Nice. So Andrew stepping over for from kind of like a turtle position, grabbing the arm. I like that hand switch, Andrew, to where you shot your right arm through, going elbow deep, just about, pretty close. And then your left leg is over top as a crossface leg. Good. That was solid. Nick, I know what this feels like, and it feels miserable. I feel very bad. I do not enjoy being in that position, with Daniel especially. Most other people, I'm totally fine. Daniel makes it absolutely miserable. Caleb too. Looks like New Guy and Luke are into the legs, probably reviewing quite a lot of the stuff that Luke taught this day on Saturday. Coop was doing a really good job keeping me under control in side control. I thought he was doing a fantastic job. Coop, you were getting a little bit, you could kind of see how high your butt is and then low your head. This is kind of the makings for getting turned over or giving me, I wasn't going to give you a big, powerful bridge out of this. But just know that you could be in some trouble here if I gave you a big push. Good, man. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad it worked out. John and Danny are off the Twitch screen. If they do anything cool, I'll hide myself there. Oh, they just recentered. Good. Dun. Looks like Caleb's still working on Mitchell here. I haven't seen anything go on with them. Andrew, keep an eye on your match too. If you do anything cool or Ben does anything cool, let me know. That is miserable. This is what I was talking about, Nick. This is horrible. This is the camel crush or clutch or whatever. Luke in on a straight arm on the New Guy, gets the tap. Danny and John are having a scrap. Damn, let's look at that again. Lifted and turned. Boom. Wow. Camel clutch menthol. That's right. Only the finest. That was good, Andrew. I liked how you got around the guard here. Staggered step. Ben does a really good job of getting double inside position, but just gives up on it. This kind of goes to having sticky hooks, what we call it, right? So you saw that, Ben just had like a good hook in on the inside of the right leg of Andrew, goes in and engages his hooks. Now, what I would say here is that I can tell, Ben, I don't know if you watch the stream or not, I can tell that your hooks aren't actually sticky. And why? Because normally in order for them to be sticky, your toes have to be pointed back towards your shin, like as much as possible. And most people can, bend their foot to where they're at least perpendicular to their shin, right? Here, you're kind of flattened out a little bit, right? You've got a little bit of an obtuse angle between there, right? A big word, I know. Meaning that it's greater than 90 degrees, and we would want it to be 90 degrees or less in order for them to be sticky. What's up, TM? Good to see you. And so, yeah, I'd like to see you engaging your toes a little bit more. And really what that's going to do is it's going to let you let your legs kind of float around and just follow Andrew by your feet staying very well engaged. And here they just came out and Andrew does a really good job of exploiting the lack of the sticky hook and just pushing your legs away and then coming in and dropping his hips down. So well done, Andrew. Looks like you got a quick tap out of that, maybe even a smother. Speaking of smother, normally that's what Luke would go for in this position from that mount. I think he's trying to be a little more accommodating to new people. Yep. And that's the round. We've got Danny and Luke. I think I'm waiting on Andrew. We've got Caleb and Ronnie. And then we got Ben and Daniel. So, yeah, let's see if we can go over some of this stuff here. So I'm playing a very lazy guard, meaning that I'm really not playing guard too vigorously here. Just trying to see what Andrew's gonna do. Smashing my legs going to one side. This normally means that you're in a bad spot, right? But depending on where you move here, see, I can kind of just turn my knee up, and now I've splayed the legs. Meaning that now I've got both his legs separated. Now you can see that both of my legs are in between his. And so this kind of gives me a good reign of trying to switch into whichever leg I really want. He's trying to advance, he's pulling my head. I'm keeping that knee in, and I'm really kind of ready to go into a leg whenever I get the opportunity. So I know that his left leg is not feeling good right now. His LCL's hurt, so I'm not going to attack that leg. But notice that I do a quick switch here to where I had my left knee up the middle. I'm going to extend my leg away, just my knee away from my chest, just enough in order to get my right knee in. So give a little bit of a push, and then extend my knee away there, and then there. I do a little replacement. Now I can actually start attacking his good leg. So now I can break his good leg instead of breaking his broken leg. However, I didn't do that. He didn't let me. So I used it to sweep in order to try and get up on top. And it didn't really work out all that well, because I couldn't maintain top pressure, or top position. Ben, I don't know if Ben has trained with Big Daniel very much, but this is not the place that you want to be against him. Caleb in on a leg on Veronica. Let's see how this works out for them. Veronica doing a good job hiding her heel. Caleb's having a little bit of a difficult time getting some exposure here. He's going down onto that shoulder in order to try to get that heel exposure. You have short legs. Yeah. Yeah, but you're doing a really good job keeping your heel tucked. And I like this little bit of a leg switch, or the switch here. But yeah, I'd want to get Veronica. You probably already know this. I know you already know this, but in order to start attacking that leg, I'd like you to start hiding your left leg. In that case, you kind of had left it out and about for Caleb to start attacking again. So he's going, but he doesn't have much other than that straight ankle, which he winds up getting. Really good job, Veronica, hiding your heel. It's pretty awesome. Can you go back a bit? I felt just a bit shallow on your heel. Oh, yeah. That's when, right here. Yep. All right. So I'm coming around, attempting to pass Andrew's guard, but it is getting more and more difficult to do so. So I throw the legs by, and I lead with my left leg coming out. And he just throws his legs up, captures my left leg, and really starts going to town. I had a scoop grip on his top leg, so even if I did if he did catch the heel, I didn't feel too in danger. Why? Because it's very difficult for him to put pressure, like the opposing torque pressure with his hips on my left leg if I have that scoop grip. Not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just a good kind of way to shore up your leg. So you can kind of think through how you want to approach it. Do I want to counter, like do a leg lock shootout and start to counter leg lock him? Do I just need to get the hell out? Kind of, I have to assess the situation, and this gives me some time to do so. So it goes through, really digging for my heel here. Notice that I am pointing my toes down and trying to roll my heel in. Trying to smash through it. He catches as I overcommit to trying to jump through his guard. And here you can see that my knee is clear from the hip line, Andrew. And so I think you probably did have a bite on my heel, but I didn't feel any sort of pressure on my knee here. And then I think either you let go because you thought you were gonna pop my knee, or lost the grip. I think you let go. Then you go back up, and now I know I've got to wrestle in order to put you down, because I was talking some shit saying that I was going to get on top this round, and I have yet to do so. Or pass your guard is what I think I said. So we're playing with top game. Pretty fun setup. I do this a decent amount here. Let me get a little wider zoom. I think that was the exact same, but whatever. So we go through, we're doing some hand fighting. I'm pulling to see where Andrew's stepping. He's leaving that right leg out, and you can see that I'm kind of keen on doing it, but I see that he's got his right arm low, which means that he's got a down blocking arm. So his legs are not as wide open as I would want them to be. So I decide not to. However, when we go for that full hand, two-hand grip, I can use that in order to throw his hands by me to get him stepping towards me. And from here, I can find his legs. My posture is not good, so I have to be very active with my lower body and try to walk around him. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to run through him and around him. He gives me a nice lift, but I wind up hitting the wall. I don't know if I would have probably landed on my feet or not, and rolled up to top position from there. I'll keep it up then. Daniel coming up on this leg to try to get Ben down. Let's see how this is going to work out for him. Yep, so just lifting up that leg. Again, simple detail of when we talk about hip height and head height in wrestling, or just like leverage in general, right? When we're talking about the ground game, we talk about the idea of being either your hips completely under somebody in order to make them unstable on top of you, or your ability to get head and hip height on your partner in order to be able to topple them over and get on top. And so Daniel's doing this by, he's putting a lot of pressure down on the leg to keep Ben kind of in place, right? And he's doing so by getting up on his toes and his butt's up in the air, right? And putting a lot of pressure downward. Now he's going to reach around the back. There, he has no hip height, no head height. When he goes to put him down, he builds head height and now hip height. And now he can start walking around and pinning. Really good use of working around the body there. Danny and Luke. I know Danny's nursing a hurt back, so he's not giving any big bridges or anything, and Luke's probably not taking any mercy on him. John over here on the right, working with Alex. And John's got a very flowy game, so kind of whatever you give him, he's going to take it. He doesn't give you very much. Oh, Ben just got into a nice crucifix. How do you do that? Alright, so... Oh, that did not work at all. How about now? Very nice. So Ben just slips his head out, goes around, gets a seatbelt grip, and now... So Daniel is looking to block the top hip of Ben so that he can't go over and get like a top lock and put like a brake on him so that he can go around and take the back. But Ben is playing a game here. He winds up taking the seatbelt off briefly, pushing down on the shoulder and getting into a crucifix and into this really awesome position here. Let's see what he can do with it. Daniel's stacking hard, but Ben's got a really good lock on that arm. And Daniel's out. Frees that. He freed his left arm and was able to walk right around. That was really solid. Ooh, Luke in on a nice triangle here from Danny. Quick escape. So it looks like Danny's down here, and Luke goes in for a front headlock, or goes in for a guillotine attack, and Danny gives him a little bit of a bridge, and able to topple him over and get into top side. He's kind of in a little bit of an awkward spot, and Luke catches him slipping here. This is a really good, for the person on bottom, this is a really good leg configuration to get somebody in. He basically has a knee lever or a knee wedge. Luke has his right knee underneath Danny's right knee, and then his left leg is trapping the heel. And so by kind of bridging in and turning, Luke can put some pretty nasty torque on. Later, Andrew can put some pretty nasty torque on the knee and get Danny moving. Instead, Danny knows what's going on, so he's consistently just driving that knee up, and Luke takes that time to invert or roll through, invert, and he gets straight into this triangle and immediately gets the tap. That was solid. Danny's like, I thought I had something. That's round. Got Luke and Mitchell. I think I took this round off. Oh, there was another Imanari attempt from Mitchell. Going in on the old calf slicer here. So Mitchell goes in, inverts to try and catch the Imanari roll. Heads on the outside, and Imanari is not there. But as he comes through, he gets into a pretty good calf slicer position. Comes up, tries to hug the leg, or hug the hips, but Luke just rotates out. All right, we got Caleb and Nick. It's kind of thinning out a little bit. We're about halfway through, so I think people are starting to get tired. I know I was yesterday. Big movements from Caleb to try and get Nick off the top. Nick staying with that nice scoop grip here on that leg. Nice and composed. Mitchell trying to decide what he wants to do with that foot to see if he can attack a leg or not. Luke's giving him all the time he needs. So Luke has his heel is caught and everything, but his knee line is free. You can see that his knee line is here. Yeah, you can put on some, a little bit of pressure, but it's less and less. The further that knee line gets through the hips, there's really nothing here unless unless Mitchell's able to pull that knee line in. He does have a little bit of a calf slicer attempt here, but honestly, he's more bound up than anything. I would probably let this go if I were him. Nick staying heavy on top with Caleb. Little knee on belly action going. Caleb's just eating it. Got Luke just stepping straight into the double inside position from Mitchell with a really nice hip switch to get out of danger and then right back into a mount. Got Veronica. Ben is trying to use the octopus guard here. He needs to get his right arm out so that he can start heisting up to build that head height that we were talking about a little bit ago. Nick's really side on. He does this and stays very stable. The way that he kickstands his leg out this way makes him very stable. You think that you can give him a little bit of a push, but you can't really. So Nick, some options from here if you're stuck. I know you like this. You probably don't mind this position at all, but if you want to. You can free your this over the back grip and start coming in front of the face like with a cross face. Use your right hand to scoop underneath this arm. You can actually drive this knee across Caleb's hip in order to start looking to get into like a 3/4 mount. Yeah, I have a different thing and a different video player, so I can zoom in, and I like it better just because I can't see half the stuff when we're pointing it out on the stream. So I use this instead, and I can't use any arrows on this one. So he's got arrows, I've got the zoom. We need to just make our own. And so Nick, you can take this left knee across the hip. And pin that hip down and get into a 3/4 mount, and then use a good chest to chest connection in order to start pummeling your legs. But you're able to free your top leg, and now you can really, okay. Yeah, all right. I was gonna say you could probably leg lace to get yourself into top position. Oh, I see what you're doing. Going into cross ashi. Solid. That's good. Had you seen that? Yeah, nice. Had you seen that entry before? Had Luke taught that? That's one of his favorite entries. Caleb's in a little bit of danger, or in a lot of danger, and looks like he's yep. So Caleb's doing a good job here. This is the direction that you need to turn when you're in cross ashi. You see that when Caleb faces in the same direction as Nick, the guy attacking your leg or the person attacking your leg, it allows you to hide your heel. So if I zoom in, Caleb's heel is now pointing back towards this wall, which means it's gonna be really tough for Nick to go and dig on it. He's putting his foot to try and break the legs open. And now, honestly, Caleb, if you're watching this, I don't know if you watch the stream or not anymore, you have straight ashi or outside ashi. If you shoot your right leg through, you can grab Nick's left leg, which is what you just did. Maybe I should do less talking and more watching. Got that straight ankle. He did it a while back. Okay, cool, dude. Yeah, awesome for you to remember it. That's really cool. So Luke is in on 50-50 with Mitchell, now going into straight or outside ashi. Ooh, and Mitchell trying to get a cheeky little outside heel hook on Luke to finish the round. Luke and Daniel. Looks like, I think this is match number 2. All right, Nick and Caleb, you guys are going over the cross ashi position. We got Danny and Ben. Ben trying to hit a quick throw by so that he can chase the back. So Andrew, you just went in on a leg on John. That was a really solid attempt there. John was able to turn his way out of it though. So Luke in close guard against Daniel, and Daniel does the reach behind. There's well, now that's actually the risk of the reach behind, but he didn't get caught there from it. Let's see what happens before I comment. Oh, that's right. I was telling Luke to start attacking the top arm. So Luke has a wrong way triangle on Daniel, which gives, yes, the trapped arm is very vulnerable to an attack because it's sitting on top of Luke's left hip. So if you extend the arm away, it's going to run into his left thigh. And so you'll see him get the arm extended away, it runs into his thigh, and that gives him the break, the fulcrum that he needs in order to break the arm. I forgot I trained with Mitchell. Mitchell was out to kill me yesterday. Luke's just playing close guard, like all night. Day? Yeah, it was day. Ben is on top with Danny. Danny's trying to get him in a lockdown, it looks like. Maybe? Nope, no lockdown. so just simple knee tap on, or knee tap double on Mitchell to get him put down to the mat. And now I can start working. I actually wound up getting a Von Flue choke here on him. Yep. I think we went over the guillotine after that. Ooh, Luke is trapped in a crucifix from Daniel here. Doesn't look too phased. Actually, oh wow. Daniel rolling all the way through. Luke trying to roll through and get to the leg, and Daniel follows him and winds up getting into the top side control. And then Danny throwing up a triangle on Bin. See what Bin does from here. Breaks the triangle open, tries to throw the legs by, but Danny stays right where he needs to be. Gets his legs into a good position. Now he's fighting from butterfly. Bin's very tough to get off balance from butterfly. But that was a really nice diversion from Danny. Danny goes up and gets this underhook on Bin. And so he goes up to the far trap, and then he uses it to walk all the way around. He had that left hook in, and then as he climbed up the back, he gets his right hook in, and now he has full back exposure. Or he has the full back, he's back mount. It was a good round. Caleb and Danny. Enough chit-chatting. Get to rolling. There we go. Caleb sits guard. Danny going up to try and pass. John and Ben. We've got Veronica and Andrew. Then we got Coop and Jackson. So Ben and John, they've already trained again that night. Ben is really trying to put on a toe hold here. John doesn't look too phased right now. Wow. Yeah, Ben, I would say that the reason that didn't work is kind of the problem with the toe hold when you don't have that leg controlled, is that you can just rotate with the toe hold and the pressure doesn't build up, right? The pressure only builds up when you stop the leg from being able to rotate, right? So you have to lock that down. If you don't have any control over the leg, then inevitably you can just roll through the toe hold. I mean, same with any twisting leg attack, right? Like if you don't have the leg controlled, then the person can just rotate out of it. Caleb and Danny. Danny's putting on some mean top pressure here. Keisugatame, scarf hold. To Caleb. Can't tell if Caleb looks like he's in trouble or not. John found the back. How? Lifts him up. Sits down and then goes straight into the back. That was a nice back take. Oh, me and Nick. Yeah, Nick beat the crap out of me. Today, too. I think we reset over here. Everybody's going a lot slower. I'm on like I'm like 30% faster than real time. So we're going slow because we're all tired. I'm trying to turtle up because that's the only way that I'm not getting my guard passed against Nick right now. Trying to go in and hit a quick double or something, but he's not having it. Goes in to take my back. Trying to make it a hard thing for him to get his hooks in. I don't think that I don't know if I stave him off enough. Oh, yeah. And he turns me back over and just winds up taking the pass. So Nick, I know one thing that I've done in what I was talking to you about yesterday. I think I'm going in, I'm giving you a little bit of a lift here. I don't really think that I'm gonna sweep you. So I put your hand down. I'm going through to try and arm drag you to see if I can get your back. You're not letting that happen. You feel probably a little bit off balanced, so you post your left leg up. Once you post your left leg up, I can go in, grab your ankle, and then go into either a single leg or I think I switch. Yep, I switch into an X guard here. Extend away. And now I can lift back up. So all that from threatening that arm drag, threatening, a sumigashi or, a hook sweep or, butterfly sweep, whatever we want to call it. And then eventually just exposing that leg and getting to that X guard sweep. Andrew in on doing what he was doing earlier. I really like to see this. So back steps out of Veronica's guard and then just pushes the legs away and crowds her out to start looking to take the back. Like that. Good. John always finds himself. He's bullying. Yeah, he's a bit of a bully now. Did he wind up getting a strangle? Or was that, how did you guys finish that round? All right, we got John and Mitchell. Okay. Yeah, you guys were facing that way. I couldn't really see what happened. Mitchell going to get behind John. John doesn't look too phased. John, very, very good stand-up. His stand-up is really fun. And he's always moving. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Good. Okay. Oh, this is me and Luke. I can't remember if... Oh, yeah. We had a good round. Luke and I. This is a lot of me. This is just guard retention. Trying to keep good frames in. Trying to disrupt with my legs. What? Where? Wow. Boom. That was a very gentle throw. Thank you, Daniel. That was good. Ogoshi. It was very entertaining. It would have not been very entertaining had he done a full send. That would have been very tough. Wow. Just think about that. If you really wanted to throw you, because he did that to me the other week. He sent one on me, and I was just like, whoop. I'm gone. I think I just flew 10 feet. That's okay. Nothing broke. Luke is crowding me like crazy, crowding my legs, trying to disrupt my guard in any way possible. Here, this is me and Matt have been talking about this a little bit, right? To where Luke is crossing his legs in order to prevent me from going into his leg, and so I'm trying to go into a cross ashi. He feels like his leg's in danger, so now I get back into an attacking position on the same leg. Highly pixelated. It's at 720p. Yeah, I hear you. For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do this whether you like it or not. He's on the back now, over here on Veronica. Daniel is on Veronica. Me, I'm trying to do anything that I possibly can to stave off these attacks, and in trying to counterattack Luke, but he does not leave himself open in the slightest. I'm trying to pull a bag of, something out of his bag here, to where he likes to, when somebody stack passes him, he'll dig under the one of the arms, so he goes side on, digs under the arm, and then it can extract this arm and then throw up a triangle. I know that there's a very low percentage of this happening, but I can just sit there. It is tough for Luke to do anything in this situation. And it's kind of like a debatable thing on, who's attacking and who's not, right? We're both kind of stuck here. If I can't extract his arm, I'm not doing anything. He's not going to want to pull his arm out at all, in order to continue. So, I wind up letting it go because time's running, and, we're there to train. We're not there to compete or anything. So I just kind of let it go, and we move on to the next thing. Hindsight being 2020, I should have just stayed there. John is on Mitchell here, and I don't know. Oh, it looks like he is going for a Darce. Looks like a Darce. Yep. But Mitchell doesn't tap, and John lets it go. I go in on a leg here on Luke, but Luke immediately, he number one, I could not get any good heal exposure on him. He turned straight out of it and then bull rushed me as soon as that happened. And here's where he gets his 3 points, arguably 2, from passing my guard with only, it's literally 3 seconds on the clock. I gave out 3 points in the last 3 seconds. Bullshit. I stayed 5 minutes and 57 seconds without him passing my guard, so I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, we got Coop and Danny. I'm going to speed through here. Especially if Coop's not on. It's kind of off screen anyway. Alright, so now we got Bin and Mitchell training. Mitchell attacking legs as Mitchell do. Bin crowding from the top. Big back step from Bin, controlling that top leg, which is really awesome. Isolating the top arm. Mitchell comes around and gets him trapped into a half guard, gets Bin trapped into a half guard. Coop is now on Danny's back, over here right above my head. Bin heavy pass around Mitchell's guard, but Mitchell reguards immediately. Really nice. Coop gets a nice strangle on Danny. Good job, Coop. Been using his free leg here in order to start prying Mitchell's legs apart. It is not an easy feat in order to do this with Mitchell when he gets that leg trapped, but Bin winds up getting it. Been looking for a head and arm. Has that top leg, or his right leg trapped, but this is okay. Oh. Wind up backing up and then dancing around and getting into north-south. Mitchell trying to get his hips away so that he can do his nice little flexible escape to where he's going to send his legs over top of Bin's body and try and hook. What's up, James? Oh, Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell using a little bit of sideways motion here in order to get his hips away so that he can start his escape. Really good. Good movement from Mitchell. Been jumping right into the mount. Only got about 7 seconds left. Been looking for the Katagatame from the top. Nothing. Alright, I think this is a final round. Bin and Luke. Luke in on De La Riva, trying to get the back take. You can see him trying to fish his right hook in behind Bin's right knee. Abandons that. Going into a more, flowy open guard. Looking for 2-on-1 grips. This is a good guard player, a good attacking guard player. Always looks for 2-on-1s. It creates an off balance, a disadvantage for the top player. Been looking to attack legs a little bit. Gets Luke thinking. But Luke exploits. Let's go over that real briefly. So you can see here that Bin's head is on this side of Luke's body, and he leaves his left arm behind. So Luke already has his right hand on Bin's left wrist. You can see that. And then Bin leaves it behind. His head is on the other side. And now that Luke is over top of the elbow, he's got a really solid break here. And going straight into the guard is Bin. Luke going for that 2-on-1 grip. Trying to decide on whether he's going to go into the legs or if he is going to try a more traditional sweep to get on top. I've got a feeling he's trying to get into the legs. Yep, he's trying to create an off mount to get to a pendulum sweep here, but he also has Bin's arm. Yep, he got that nice pendulum sweep. Luke is very good at that, especially from a standing opponent trying to break the closed guard. Goes into the back attack. Standard chair sit back take from Luke. A little bit of hand fighting going on. Uses the top leg in order to trap the right arm of Bin. Now there is a disadvantage. Bin. Oh, and he goes for the arm. He actually gets an Americana. Luke inverting. You see he's grabbing the legs, trying to get Bin thinking about what he's doing. A little bit of space, just enough to get that butterfly hook in. So again, to belabor the point yet again, head height and hip height. So Luke is not playing around anymore, right? So he's ready to get up. So he's using this collar tie in order to put Bin's head down to the mat or keep it down where it's at. And you're going to see Luke's head build up head height. And now you can see that his hips are higher than Bin's hips. And from here, he can easily just work around, go into this knee tap. He elects not to go into the knee tap, whether Bin was based out very well or not, I don't know. But by Bin resisting, it gives Luke the ability to just circle around and get to the back. So he dives through, gets to the back. It looks like he's going in. Can't tell what's going on from the top. He uses his left leg to trap the top arm again. He's high on the back. That doesn't mean that he can't finish the strangle, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to finish the strangle. Looks like he lowered himself just a little bit to get his legs around Bin's waist. Oh, and Bin sinks down low and rotates out. Good escape. Luke kind of baiting a leg entrance there from Bin, gives him a push. Bin doesn't take it, drives right back into him. Big pull from Luke, trying to see what kind of reaction Bin's going to give him. Bin really likes to get to crowd you out. Very similar guard passing style to Luke, actually. What just happened? So yep, Luke winds up attacking this arm that's coming around to start the pass from Bin, and winds up getting a straight arm. Or maybe even kind of like a little Kimura straight arm. I don't know. Maybe a little torque pressure on that shoulder. Now Luke going in on a leg. Got a little bit of knee bar action going. Bin doing a good job of using his right leg to interfere. In doing so, Luke switches to get to that interfering leg. And now Luke is going in on straight ankle, and gets it. Two seconds left. And that's it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for sticking around. Those of you who were in the chat, really appreciate you. Thank you. You make it all worth doing. Anybody lurking, go ahead and chat us up, subscribe, follow, do whatever you do on Twitch. I really don't know. Or if you don't, cool, whatever. Yeah. So second week of legs. Come join us. If you have any questions from what you saw today or any of the commentary or whatever, please let us know. It is currently, Sunday. So we're training tomorrow. Bring any questions to class, and all the coaches are willing to help. All the upper belts are all willing to help. So just let us know. November, I can't remember the exact date, but in November there is a NAGA coming up. And we are planning on competing and rolling out there kind of deep. So if you are interested, contact one of the coaches, and we'll go, we'll make sure that you are aware of all the rule sets, and that we set expectations, and what your expectations are and all that stuff. Not ours. Ours is just support. But rules are really, really, really the most critical piece of the puzzle. And a lot of people go into competitions not understanding the rules fully, and things can not go your way because you just didn't understand. So we spend a lot of time on rules, trying to understand what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do, all that stuff. And I think I will just leave it at that. We'll upload all this footage and everything onto YouTube afterwards. If you would like, you can also go to YouTube and see all the streams that we've already done. And again, this one will be up loaded as soon as I get access to the YouTube channel. But yeah, other than that, guy on the right, I'm signing off. I think guy on the left will be back on Wednesday. So hopefully we will both see you then. Otherwise, trim your nails, do your laundry, and don't be stinky. Later.